Hello, everyone. Okay, whoa. All right, sorry about the delay. Can everyone hear me? I think it's okay. Someone just says yes. I think last time I was speaking and I wasn't really being heard. All right, so, okay, great, thank you. All right, I'm just busy day. So I'm glad I made it on time, and then my computer wouldn't work. So I got it up, and it's a good computer. I don't know what happened, but sometimes things have been kind of glitchy around. Could be the power of that full moon. Can you guys feel it? Like, whoa, intense. So a lot of purging, natural purging, people letting things go. So you can feel very uncomfortable at this time because that energy is just pushing us to heal. So it can make us feel a little more hyper, and that's not what I need. I don't need more hyperness. So thank you for joining today's call. It is a Tuesday night today. I think the next one's going to be a Tuesday as well. They seem to work. Hopefully, there's always a recording. I try to do my best to record them, so you can always listen to it at another time. So when we get to the healing part, and actually, to be quite honest, the healing energy is already in the room, it's flowing, but it'll get more intense once we start. But the object of these calls is to allow this universal energy that's helping humanity heal at this time more intensely than ever before. And as we do this session and that love comes through, it knows each of you uniquely, because we all have what's called a soul signature. So this intelligent, loving energy, you can call it energy from God, the universe, the creator, whatever source. The name doesn't really matter. It is the creative source's energy, and you can call it whatever we want. We're all tapped into it. We all have a connection to it, and we're all loved unconditionally from it. Unconditional. This love is so powerful. It super exceeds anything that we feel between a mother and child. Even it's like magnified. It's pure love. It is I can't explain it. Just it's so intense lately. I just feel so much love. Even if I start to feel like I'm starting to dip a little bit because there's so much going on, I can't even keep up with what's going on. So I kind of feel like a little bit irritated or frustrated, or it feels like there's something coming at me. I just go and take a few deep breaths and connect that energy to my heart. And I say to myself, I know I'm safe. I know I'm protected. And in this time of uncertainty and somewhat chaos and all that stuff that's going on, you can find that peace. And when I get into that state, then nothing bothers me. And I'm in my own bubble of love, having great conversations and having a great life in whatever storms are out there. But if I kind of let that high vibration go, that connection go, then I can feel that uncomfortableness. And that's what a lot of people are feeling right now, that really uncomfortable feeling. And what I'm trying to teach people, and it's practice, and it's trusting, and it's knowing, and it's believing. So it's something that you kind of have to build up to if you've never really trusted that this beautiful energy has your back unconditionally, no matter what you've done in the past, no matter what kind of person you have been. We always have the ability to tap in, ask for forgiveness, and ask for permission for that light to protect us. In the invite, I was trying to remember what I wrote in it because I was really inspired, because I keep having these learning lessons. Like my whole 12 years, if you ask my kids or friends or family, I'll say, oh, I learned something new, or I made a connection. This now makes sense. They'll say, like, seriously, you said that 2 months ago or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly meditating. I'm constantly listening. I'm constantly engaging with people. And when I engage with them, I'm learning something about myself, because our relationships, our circumstances are a beautiful reflection of what's going inside our subconscious, what's going on in the back end. And we're very multidimensional beings, and we're affected by so many things that we don't even understand. Our minds can't comprehend it. But as I've been working with clients over 12 years, and my knowledge has increased, and the knowledge that I have comes from sources I can't explain. It's just knowing. And sometimes I'm given information, but I can't make sense of it. But as it starts to percolate and percolate and percolate, then all of a sudden it's like this connection is made. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why I've been doing this for this amount of time, because this, and this. And then as that's filtering through my mind, which is trying to make sense of it, how can I communicate this? It then takes some time to be able to verbalize it. Because just because I know it doesn't mean, oh, somebody's not logged in here. Okay. Just because I know it doesn't mean that that I can articulate it. Just looking here for a sec. So as I'm processing something, it can take 6 months to get this information and then actually be able to talk to it. So first, what I'll do is I'll start talking to it with family and close friends and kind of bounce it, like, can they understand how I'm explaining it? And then sometimes they look at me like, what are you talking about? But they'll go away and they say, when you spoke about it, it made sense. When I left, it made no sense. I said, okay, so it's talking to your higher self. It is also filtering down. That's what happens to me. So we get tons of information, and then we have to allow it to percolate and get into this limited mind where we can somewhat understand it and somewhat accumulate it. So I think I'm going to talk to you on an experience about me, because if I can kind of bring me as an experience than using a client, I don't think it's fair to use a client's experience, but I'm going to use me because I'm kind of the worst case scenario. 12 years, and I'm still releasing bad programming, old beliefs. So my biggest thing is I'm intelligent. I know I'm intelligent, but I am considered, I'm going to use the word stupid when it comes to street smart. So I lack intelligence in street smart. And over my entire life, I would easily walk into a situation that was dangerous, oblivious, not even knowing it's dangerous, because it's kind of my weakness. I see the love in everyone's heart. So there's this connection to source that everyone has. And that's kind of my ability, but my weakness. So I see that they're connected. So I trust. Meanwhile, people have different things in their field, karmic issues, ancestral issues, past lives, accumulations of dense energies that in this lifetime, they may not be a good person because they're sorting out their own stuff. So I used to just kind of walk blindly towards those people. They would somehow hurt me. And I had no idea, like, how did that happen? So I'm being trained to become what I would call discerning. But the neat thing is, I've been doing all this work. I'm releasing patterns, and I'm releasing belief systems, and I'm releasing past lives issues and cords and bindings, because we're very multidimensional beings. So there's a lot of things that we don't understand, and we don't really need to understand. But what I can say is, think of it like this. We're all magnificent, and we're all beautiful, and we're all connected to source. And then we have another part of us that has denser energies. And this is where we have this balance or contrast or fight or whatever you want to call it between the darkness and the light. And this is what we're in right now. But it's always been like this. But back in the day, the darkness, so we'll call it like maybe fear-based consciousness, was always stronger than love-based. And now we have a shift. And right now what's happening is the two energies are really swirling around, kind of like a big storm. And that's what that uncomfortable feeling is. And that's why we're all having our different reactions to what's happening. So you talk to one person, their viewpoint and what's happening is very different from mine and this person. I can have 20 people in a room, and if I ask them, how has this experience been for you? It's all different. What are your perceptions? What are your beliefs? Very different. That's okay. Sometimes it's a heavier experience. It's not so nice. And some people are having a lighter experience, and some people are uncomfortable, and there's polarity and all that stuff. But it all has to do with all this programming in our subconscious, because we have these filters. So I'm going to see life one way. Someone is going to see life another way. 12 years ago, when I first started my journey, I was very depressed. And even though I showed I was happy, I was a smiling depression. No one knew I had a storm going inside of me. So when I would walk, I would always attract bad things because that was my state. Because fear attracts fear, sadness attracts lower things happening. Lower vibrations attract lower vibration experiences. As you start to peel away this dense energy, which is happening, like there's so many forms. When you go for a healing session like this, and you sit in front of someone and they ask me, what's going to leave in this session? I just laugh because the way I interpret what's leaving is there's thousands of things leaving, but sometimes it's just a percentage of something. So let's say we had a trauma when we were younger and we kind of almost drowned in a bathtub, but we don't remember that. Well, in our subconscious remembers it. It was a very traumatic event. During a healing, a percentage of that trauma will be released, all depending on your higher self, your soul's journey, and what you're ready to release. But it's percentages of so many different things coming from clearing past lives, family constellation issues, ancestral issues. Sometimes if we're born in a country that has a lot of turmoil, that our ancestors went through that turmoil. So what happens is in our spiritual DNA. So we have a memory of that pulling through. So that's also running in the background. You grow up and you see parents who are arguing. Well, that's in the background. That's what a relationship should be. So you're learning all these things, which are sponges from age 0 to age 7. So if you look back to your 0 to age 7 and you say, wow, my childhood was pretty okay. But if you really look back and start to pick it apart, say, wow, it was a little bit, not the best learning. And then it can explain a lot to why you have these feelings, why you're trying to reach your goal and you just can't make it. So for me, I try to reach a goal and I would either get derailed, thrown off, unfocused. Everything would just come in the way. It was interference, stopping me from getting to where I wanted to go. So I realized I had issues. And that's when I decided to start unraveling the patterns, the belief patterns. And I started that 12 years ago. 12 years later, a lot of that has left, but still things perk up. And I sometimes get frustrated and say, why is it that things are still popping up? But what I had a beautiful meditation and so many things came up that I'm still trying to express them. But we have these things called timelines, and you may have heard that. So based on the human consciousness, there are many different possibilities in what's called the field. If you ever deal with a psychic reader, what they're doing is reading the field, and there's multiple different outcomes. But if you have a good psychic reader, they're going to want you to excel and be amazing. So they're going to paint the picture of your best possible outcome. And they paint this picture that you can do this, because it is one of those possibilities. But we also have other possibilities. If my vibration is low and if I have a bad programming, I'm more likely to go down the route of a bad timeline, something I'm gonna feel more comfortable with it because of everything running in the background. I'm gonna get pulled into one of those possibilities. But the more you do clearings, whether you're meditating, affirmations, anything to kind of raise your vibration, stay in awareness, energy work, things like that. I'm a big lover of energy work. Hypnotism works as well because you're going through the subconscious, but you're just going to be attracted to a method that works for you. And right now there's so many different methods out there. There's Reiki, beam therapy, meditations, there's different meditations. There's so many different things out there. The endless amounts of different energy methods are coming out, but that healer works with that energy, but we're all tapping into the same infinite intelligence. So you kind of go with what works for you. So there's no right or wrong. You just want to get something that you're resonating with. As you start to peel these dense energies, these programs, these bindings, all these things that have happened to us at a quantum level, what happens is your inner brilliance starts to shine through, which connects you to your connection with divinity. You start to feel the call of your heart. You start to follow it. What happens is your higher self, who knows and loves you, because it's really you in a much more broader understanding of you, will guide you by synchronicity to those better timelines. So if I was kind of given a vision in a meditation where it showed different points in my life where I was really walking into a severe, it could have been a deadly situation. But because of the work I was doing, I kind of switched to a better outcome. So that horrible thing didn't happen, but it turned to a better outcome, not the best. And then another turning point, and another turning point, and another turning point. So I'm being guided by my higher self to steer me out of danger because I'm listening to the synchronicity, but I still have interference that's kind of blocking it. So the more that you're pulling away, the clearer the connection, the bigger the pull towards your best possible outcome. So when some people say, well, I know, they come see me and they'll say, I have done 10 years of energy work, and yeah, I feel okay, but I feel like I haven't got anywhere near, my life is still chaos and this and that. I always tell them, you haven't, those 10 years of doing energy work were never wasted. Is what happens. And when I say energy work, I mean any self-help, whether it's reading self-help books, anything that resonates, whether it's grounding, going for walks in nature, talking to whoever you believe in, you're releasing traumas, things like that, anything that's helping you feel better. You never lose that, because what's happening is you're pulling out resistance, you're pulling out that bad programming, and you're actually increasing yourself. If you didn't do that work, there are things that could have happened that you don't know because you bypassed them. So, you know, I'm doing this one meditation I do weekly because I love having healers kind of doing their thing because it gives me a break from talking and I'm just listening. And some people say, well, I've been doing this for a year, I feel no difference. And it was really neat because in my heart, I thought, you're feeling no difference. But the fact that you're here may have not been the case if you didn't do it, because we don't know what timeline we could be on. So it's never wasted. Our self progress, our self work, our self growth is never wasted, especially now with these energies that are so strong. We're moving us really into a beautiful outcome. Now, I'm feeling 7 years of not the nicest thing, but there's going to be pockets that are opening up to more light. It's the human consciousness. So right now we're tapped into the human consciousness. I create my own reality. You create your own reality. Right now we're co-creating, and we get into the healing. We're going to be healing together. So the energy is going to come in so strong. We're all going to heal, but we're also going to be sending out beautiful light to all of humanity so the humanity can heal, which then adds a positive spin, a positive momentum into the human consciousness, which then shifts us into a better timeline. So we're going to have a faster outcome to that new beautiful outcome that we're looking for, which is leaving the current contrast between fear and love to a contrast between love and more love. This is where we are headed as humanity, as we evolve. We are in uncharted territory. Very exciting, very uncomfortable. So that to bring that peace back is take those deep breaths and connect, because the answers are here, because this is where you are connected to all that is. And that infinite intelligence is for you to tap into. And when you start to raise your vibration, releasing that dense energy, the programs, the beliefs, the perceptions, the anger, the frustration, all that stuff that's there, you start to let it melt away, you're going to get starting to have clear connection with who you truly are, which is going to bring you into synchronicities where you're meeting nice people, where you're doing fun things, where you're attracting more good things, and you are creating this really beautiful life for yourself, although there's a storm going on around us. But the more love that each of us sends out, we're adding that to the human collective. And when we vibrate higher, what we're doing is, someone in high vibration, say about 500, that's appreciation is very high, it melts away the fear and worry of about 750,000 people. So if I'm holding my light and sending it out, and if you're holding your light and sending it out, and you're asking, you know, may this light dissolve the darkness, may everyone feel calmness, may peace come on earth. May non-judgment be there. May kindness and compassion show up more than ever before. When we're sending that out, this dark energy hates it. It's so funny because sometimes when I have a client coming in for a session, the darkness in their field, I can hear it talk to me. It doesn't want to be here. And some people feel a little anxious saying, I'm here, but I feel a little anxious. Well, that's just that dense energy knows it's going to be zapped away in the session, whatever's up for, up to let go. It doesn't want to go because it knows it's leaving. So it'll kind of give people this thing like, I don't want to be here. And sometimes people will feel confused and disoriented. They go to the wrong house. Very common when you're in that state of about to release. So a lot of people are feeling that right now with the moon energy right now, because it is also another way the universe is helping us heal. So it's coming. Humanity's healing is coming in from so many beautiful ways. Some people are purging out things without even doing anything. All of a sudden, an old memory comes up and they start crying and they don't know, like, where the heck did that come from? Well, that's your soul helping you purge out that memory so you can replace it with love and light. When that happens, what you want to do is take a deep breath, allow the feeling to process and say, okay, I don't know where this is coming from exactly, but I'm going to allow love to dissolve it. I acknowledge that I'm releasing something. You might have more information on what you're releasing, but acknowledge the process. Because what we tend to do is if we get hurt, we repress it. Well, what's happening with humanity is now all that repressed sadness, our experiences, our traumas, things we've seen, things we've experienced are coming to the surface for release. And as that dense energy leaves, we're anchoring in more light. In essence, I say, bringing heaven on earth, because we are holding, each of us are going to hold more light. As we hold more light, we're adding to that human collective. So we're taking the power away from the darkness and we're going to shift into that new earth where it's very beautiful. So take all the good things we did in the past, bring that forward and let the bad stuff go. The competition, the anger, the judgment, the fighting, the prejudice, all that leaves the planet, and love, compassion, working together, all that cooperation, everyone has what they need. There's all that stuff moves forward. So that's where we're headed. We're just in the uncomfortable process right now. So I think what I'm trying to get to, although it's been kind of a long way to show it to you, is every time you take those few minutes to connect to you, to do that work, it's never for nothing. You build on it, and you go on your journey as fast as you want to or as slow as you want to. There are some clients that go bang, bang, bang. 3 sessions, I never see them again because they've just done. They're amazing. And there's people like me, gradual, but I had a lot to release. Gradual. And then sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this forever and I'm still doing it. What's wrong with me? But I get it now, because some people have a lot more dense energies for whatever reason. Personally, from what I can see, is anyone who's a light worker, an old soul who's here to bring love on the planet, gets kind of a harder shake on this planet, because that dark energy kind of, I'm not going to say marks you. I'm not trying to fear base anyone here, but you kind of have more trauma in your life to hold you back from being that person that holds the light for others. The dark knows who those light people are, and it just keeps sending. It's like, in my perspective, I say it's like I had an army at me my entire life, and I'd see people just doing amazing. I'm working 30 times harder and I'm just scraping the surface going, what the heck is pulling me back? But if you don't give up, eventually it starts to lighten, and you move to different timelines. So I take it as a compliment, and I tell clients, they'll come and tell me all the traumas they've been through, all these things they've been through. And I say, you know what? Take it as a compliment that you were such a threat to hold a light on this planet that they sent an army after you, and you're still here, and you're moving into a momentum where the light is now really protecting light workers, people who are holding the light, people who are being compassionate and kind. And when I say light worker, it doesn't mean you have to quit your corporate job and become a healer. It means every day in any situation, whether you're going to work, whether you're in the grocery store, you are smiling and sending compassion and love to everyone, because that smile is a domino effect. Holding the light is actually disintegrating the darkness around people they don't even know is happening. So we might not see how someone's responding to that, but just know that you made a difference in anyone's life that you sent love to, that you stayed sent a smile, was kind. You're sending out that vibe. You're helping humanity. So when people say, "Well, what can I do?" I'm just working a corporate job. You can do tremendous amounts. When you're in traffic and someone cuts you off, instead of engaging in an argument, just realize that person's having a bad day. Send them some love, ignore them, let them go on. Why instigate? Why fight? Again, that doesn't mean be a doormat. So that's my learning. Not to be a doormat, but to hold the light, which I'm really learning quite nicely now. It's called discerning. So I'm learning that. But I'm going to say that again. I am learning that because it's an affirmation. I'm learning to be discerning and understanding that I can't help everyone. I can't allow myself to be a doormat just because I have compassion for everyone. So I'm taking a gift of mine and I'm not allowing it to be as disservice to me, so I can continue moving forward. So we all have our weaknesses, we all have our gifts, we all have our connection, and just do the best that you can do every day. And then you forgive anyone who's hurt you in any way, whether they've knowingly did it or not. And then most importantly, you then forgive yourself. You can forgive yourself, look at the mirror at the night and say, okay, what have I done today? What have I done that I'm proud of? What have I done that I'm not proud of? And then forgive yourself and just say, I'm going to do better tomorrow. Some people get very frustrated because they're trying to stay high vibe and then they drop and then they get mad. Oh, I lost it for 2 days. I was like kind of depressed. Well, that's okay. We're human and we're in very uncomfortable situations. So be kind to yourself, take care of yourself, and love yourself. And that's where we are today. We're going to have a really nice healing. This beautiful energy is going to come in very strong today. We got the moon energy in there too. So we're going to just, take a few minutes here and just talk to your guides, talk to whatever you believe in, and just say, I'm ready to release whatever's ready to go, whether it's a physical pain, a mental pain, or emotional pain, or relationship. It can be many, many different things. You can just put out a general help saying whatever's ready to release so I can live a better, more fulfilling, loving life, then I'm ready to let it go. This energy that comes through knows you all very intimately. You're like in your own bubbles, getting your own healing, and whatever's ready, whatever is best for you is going to happen. So I'll create the energy. The energy is then up to your higher self to take what's best for you. I then offer the energy to any family members or people in your home, any pets. Again, we can't force this energy on people. We can make it available. It's up to their higher self to take it or not take it. But what I'm asking today is, as we get into this, we set a special intention, because this energy is so powerful. It can do all of that plus so much more. We're going to ask and that this energy be available to all of humanity for anybody that wants to take it. May we shift into a new timeline where more love, more compassion, non-judgment, where people are talking and understanding each other's feelings and letting go of all that anger and resentment and chaos that's happening in the world. And some pockets are going to accept that energy more than others. I can almost see it like this planet Earth. Here we are as a light. We're all going to be shining light. Now, as we're actually, I have this picture. I need to find it. So there's Earth. We're here shining light. Well, there's a lot of meditative things happening all around the world. There's a lot of people that are doing this. So they have light, and really what happens is all our light connects to put the earth in this beautiful globe of light, which adds to humanity's healing.
So we're all making a difference. And you can do this on your own as well. If you just sit quietly and just say, I am asking that love be sent to all of Mother Earth, to all of humanity, to all of existence. May we start to shift into a place of more compassion, higher vibration, love, joy, and happiness, going back to the birthright that we all deserve. Before I start, I am just going to read some questions here. I'm not sure if everyone can see them, and then we'll begin. So you may want to drink some water. So fewer direct messages and ones to everyone. Okay. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure the exact question here, but I think it has to do with meditating and how difficult it can be sometimes, and sometimes you're into it and sometimes you're not into it. So I would say right now, with everything happening, there's parts of us that want to meditate because it brings us back to that peace. But there's parts of us that don't want us to meditate. Think of it like this. There's this battle of dark and light. And again, it's happening. So I'm just going to talk about it. But we all have dense energy in us because we're human. And we want to anchor more light in. That's kind of ultimately what we're doing. So sometimes we have resistance within us. And if I want to meditate, let's say, tricky things will start to happen to distract me. I'll get random thoughts that I should do something else, or I'll bang my head and kind of get me out of it's so silly. So there are times that there's just part of me that doesn't want to meditate. Generally, in those cases, I may try something different. I may just go stand on the grass outside and ground myself and ask Mother Earth to send me positive energy to bring me back more focused. I'll do something else, but not meditate at that time. As I start to work on myself other ways, saying affirmations per se, or doing something I love, going for a nature walk, that kind of grounds me again. So now meditation will be easier. Meditation is not easy when you have a busy mind. Now, if you can't seem to get into a place where you can meditate, and say you were meditating great and now you're not, that's just because we're being bombarded by so much information. It's hard to settle down all the energies around. What you can do is start with a 30-second meditation. The easiest thing to do, and this is what I do when I'm having a really hard time, I just go on my phone and I put in, like, this is not even a joke, I put in 30 seconds and I actually just watch that timer go down. I breathe and I watch the time. And if I can breathe in and watch every second go down, then I quieted my mind because I'm focusing on this for 30 seconds. And maybe that's all I can do at that point. And if that's all I can do, well, then you know what? That's better than nothing. Maybe later I can do 45 seconds. So we can be interfered with where we don't feel that urge to connect, or we just can't settle the mind as best you can. If you're going to bed at night and you can't settle, lay flat on your back, cross your hands, and then cross your ankles. Lay flat on your back as long as possible. There is a universal energy that will go through your system, calming you down. I'm a side sleeper, so I have 30 seconds, I'm on the side. If I'm still unsettled, I'll go back to my back, cross over, and do it again. Actually, it's funny. My daughter was telling me I couldn't sleep the other day, Mom, so I did what you told me and crossed my. And she goes, I don't remember anything after that. She just settles down very quickly because kids are so sensitive to energy, but anyone can do it. So 2 minutes if you can, 30 seconds, whatever you do is for the betterment of yourself. Okay, I'm just gonna look here. Oh yeah, so someone's saying it, yeah, to ground, and it's so true. Grounding is so important right now. So you can ground and ask for balance. You can ask for your chakras to be, realigned and balanced and moving in the right direction. This world, this beautiful place we're in is works on intention. And all that stops us from creating a wonderful reality is our limiting beliefs. So as you start to open up your beliefs, you can ask your guides for wisdom, for knowledge, to let go of limiting beliefs. they will respond to you because you're asking, ask and it's given. Sometimes we just don't know what to ask for. Sometimes we don't think we're worthy enough to ask for. So let that go because you're worthy, and allow those questions, allow that intention. Every morning I wake up and I say, I renounce any darkness. I stop any interference from darkness. I am connected to the light. I know I'm protected by the light because I am doing God's work at this time. So I know my family's protected. So I don't worry about my children who are going out into the world, because when you start to follow, say yes to the ascension process, say yes to the light, you are protected by the light. Now, I'm not saying do anything silly like me walking into danger. Just, they're going to guide you. So listen to them, listen to your heart, use your common sense, which I sometimes lack. But you'll feel like you're rendezvousing with better outcomes, because you'll notice it. Ask and it's given, and then notice it. You may want to write them down. I asked for this and then this happened. And I don't usually ask for an actual outcome of something. I always say, this is kind of what I'm asking for, this or something phenomenally better, because the universal energy will surprise and delight you if you trust it and allow it to do and work its magic. It is a powerful energy. It is stronger every day. We're loved, and let that dense, crappy energy leave our system, anchoring the light and allowing us to be the people or the beings that we're meant to be. Our magnificence inside, so we want it to shine through. Okay, so enough talking. Oh, I like that talk. That was nice. If you ask me to repeat anything I said, I won't even remember. So I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to put on some music, and we're going to allow at least 20 minutes. I probably won't talk afterwards. I talk too much now. Okay, so let's get this music going. To have the energy work done, you can either sit down, stand up. No, not stand up. We could sit down, lay down, eyes open, eyes closed. You just want to be comfortable. There's no right or wrong. The energy is going to flow as it's needed. If you quiet your mind, you might feel it more. But if you're not quieting your mind, you can't. That's okay. You're going to get the healing just the same. You're going to get what works for you. Your higher self is running the process here. So you're going to release whatever you're ready to release, allowing this beautiful energy. This energy is going to work for the next 4 or 5 days. You might be extremely thirsty, drink a lot. You're getting rid of toxins from your body. Okay, so music's on. I'm going to drink and then we'll start. All right, everyone. I'm going to share my music so you'll hear it a little bit clearer. Yeah, okay, it's on. So I'm going to go here. All right. was very beautiful. For those who want to stay in that Zen feeling, continue. You can just hang up, go to sleep. I'm not going to talk too much, but I'll stay here and monitor the chat for anybody who has a question. That was a very intense session, so I think some people are still in it. Ooh, very beautiful. I'm reading the chat, but my eyes aren't working right now. Oh, they need to adjust back. So it's hard to respond. Ooh. Yeah, it was very intense today. When you do energy work, your eyes can change shape. And like, whoa, that's hard to see after. Really beautiful. Beautiful. Though I think we had a combination of the moon energy in there. Everyone have a peaceful night. Again, some of those people, some of you may be a little bit restless tonight as the energy is working its way through. There's nothing to be worried about. That's just how your body might heal. Not to worry. Just allow it. Just say things like, I'm allowing this healing in any way it needs to be done. If you don't fight it, don't resist it, what will happen is it just allows for healing to happen quicker. When you resist those feelings and like, oh, I had a healing today and I should be sleeping great and I'm not, and you get frustrated, that's just fighting it. So some people burp all night. They have crazy dreams as their subconscious is clearing out. That's okay. Just say to God, your whoever you believe in, to say, I know this is part of my healing and I allow it. Keep me in peace and joy as I try to rest and then settle down as good as you can. Everyone's different the way they heal. Some people may have slight diarrhea and the next day or so, not an issue. You're just releasing toxins. Some people may actually even throw up. That used to happen to me after a good healing. Again, just negative energies leaving. Not to worry, it's being replaced with love and light. Just be kind to yourself. If you have a craving, go have it. You want to sleep, go sleep. You're very excited, want to go clean your house, clean your house. Just do whatever feels good to you. There's no right or wrong in the healing process. Some people feel like an up and down roller coaster. Some people feel like it's just relaxed and zen. We're all so different. You're all very welcome. And you know what? I thank all of you for joining, because together I could feel that love just surrounding Mother Earth. And you know, we are in a very interesting time. So the more love we send out, the greater good for all of us. I do, and I do feel lots of people's love, and I get a lot of people saying I sent you love, and you know, they may want to, did you feel it? I am always getting lots of love sent my way, and then I also have darkness coming my way, so you're helping me keep them at bay, so thank you. Keeping my vibration high so I can be here to keep sending the love with all of you. Yeah, you're very welcome, everyone. It was beautiful, and it changes every time because there's so many things changing. The people on the call are different. Yeah, and I remember I started this because of COVID, and I can't believe we're still in it. But like I said, we're in it together. And you know what? There's a beautiful light at the end of the tunnel. So we'll just keep holding our light and sending it out there, and know everything that you do to send out love and compassion is making a difference. We all matter tremendously. We're all very powerful. All right, everyone. Thank you for all the kind wishes. May you have a peaceful sleep. May the healing is going to continue for 3 or 4 days, plus the magnified intensity of this beautiful moon out there. And if you need a good cry, let it out. Nothing's wrong. A lot of people are crying nowadays, and it's just repressed emotions that need to come out. Just let them go, because the more you let out, the more love comes through. All right, everyone. Beautiful, really. I'm still buzzing from it all, so I'm going to go drink lots of water, and everyone have a peaceful night. All right. Good night, everyone.